Hi everyone, welcome back to the Be Rich podcast and good morning. I hope you're feeling wonderful today. Today should be a Friday morning for you guys. So I'm recording a day early so it gets to you guys at 6 in the morning. Hopefully one of these days I might just do a live recording. I don't know. Let's see. All things are possible. So what are we going to talk about today? Today I had this interesting question coming in from Gautam on Instagram. He asked me, can you talk about the pros and cons of buying a motorcycle or a car with full cash or financing? So I thought I'd talk about this because a lot of you are guys who are just about leaving college or just left college or planning to start your work career. And transportation is one of those important things you do consider how you're going to get to work and back from work. And a lot of you are planning to buy bikes. And in this current environment where interest rates are going crazy, I don't know if buying a bike on an EMI is a very smart thing to do because most banks nowadays offer something called floating rate. Floating rate of interest is the interest rate keeps going up as the RBI increases interest rate, your loan rates go up. Most of them do not offer fixed interest rates for these loans. If you have credit worthiness, then they might offer you a fixed interest rate, and usually a fixed interest rate would be a little higher than the floating rate because bank would like to account for the fact that the interest rate might go up. For that, so they like to give a little bit of wiggle room, so they usually give a little higher rate if it's even a fixed rate. That being said, let's talk about, I'm assuming, let's say I'm talking to someone who's in college, right? They're just about second year, third year college, I'm assuming, and of first year college, and they plan to get a bike once they pick up their first job, and I want to advise them how to plan this. So let's say we open this site and let's see what bikes are there available. Okay, we scroll down. Okay, here's Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield, 1,75,000. Let's take that as a benchmark because I'm sure that should be in the higher end for most people. Most people I don't seem to be buying a Royal Enfield, but if let's say you're buying a Royal Enfield, I don't think TVS Apache would be on everyone's buying list right now. But anyway, let's say, so it goes in between the TVS Raider and the TVS Apache. Royal Enfield is in the middle. So we can use that as the price point to discuss this as an example. So let's see how much the EMI comes up to. If we plug this in, here we go. So let's say 1,75,000. The maximum tenor is 3 years. At an interest rate which you cannot change is 20.9% today. Let's calculate the EMI. EMI is 6,584. So that's a lot of money to be paying monthly. And by the time you finish paying it, how much would you paid? Let's calculate that out because they don't want to tell you that, the bank, because then the cat is out of the bag, so to say. So let's put it in our calculator here, 1,75,000. You pay 20.9% for 3 years. The EMI is this. See, the bike costs 1,75,000. By the time you pay the interest, you would have paid an additional 62,000 rupees. The total you would have paid the bank is 2,37,000 rupees. In a matter of 3 years, they would have made a profit of so much on your back. So the reason why I say you should plan early is, now let's look at the flip of it, right? Why planning early is so critical and so important. So let's say you know that you need a bike 3 years from now, and the bike is going to cost you 1,75,000, and the Nifty gives a return, let's say, of 11% for 3 years. I'm sure it'll give better, but anyway, for the sake of argument, let's say 11%. So you SIP only 3,700 rupees, which is half the cost, for 3 years, right? End of 3 years, you will have your 1,75,000 rupees. Okay, I'm sure my naysayers will be arguing, saying, sir, you have not inflation into account. Okay, let's put inflation. Let's say the bike of the price has gone up to 1,95,000 by 3 years' time. Okay, I think that is reasonable. If you think more, you can plug in more to the calculator. So you'll be left only paying 4,000 rupees and you will still have saved some money and you'll have the bike to buy 3 years from now, full cash. And let's say you had paid the same amount, for argument's sake, 2,35,000. Even, let's say, see, I'm trying to reach the point where you're paying the same as the EMI. Even then I don't reach. Let's put a 3 lakhs. Okay, there. So if you're paying the same amount as the EMI for 3 years and you've been sipping the 6,395 instead of putting it into EMI, you sip it for 3 years. Not only you'll be able to afford the bike upfront with cash, you'll still have another almost 1,25,000 change in your hand, which you can use to buy whatever gear you want for your bike. It could be helmets or whatever you like to do. So this is what planning ahead means. If you plan ahead and you put off purchasing it today on an EMI, and you say, okay, I'll wait and buy this 3 years from now, 4 years from now, whatever your plan is, it's important. And you can't say, sir, how do I know? You do know. You do know if you're studying in college now that one day you will get a job. And when you do get the job, you'll need to buy a bike, right? You don't know what bike you might buy, but you know that you do need to buy a bike. And you know you like to spend maybe 2 lakhs, 1 lakh, whatever it is to buy the bike. And that's why I'm saying start saving now. Start investing now. Start sipping now. If you do this diligently, then you'll be able to save the heartache of buying something in an EMI and paying profit to the bank for no reason. This is what I'm talking about, planning, right? Anand always is criticized for saying, you just keep saving. But we have a life, like Case of Generation says, YOLO sir, we have to live life now. I'm all for living life now. All I'm saying is plan and stagger and live your life so that you live your life within your means. When you do this and you save like this and you buy, you learn to respect what you buy because you saved it and you bought it. So you know the amount of effort it took, the amount of time it took to buy the product. You just don't get it immediately off the shelf. Like the new iPhone is launched, right? Everyone is saying it's going to cost the highest, most expensive model of the iPhone in India is going to cost almost 2 lakhs plus tax or whatever. So let's say 2 lakhs. You can, of course, go buy it on an EMI. If you go buy it on an EMI, what will it be? Let's just, right? Personal, it's good as a personal loan. So let's say instead of taking a car loan, you take a personal loan for 2 lakhs. What is a personal loan EMI nowadays? Interest rate. Let me see. Let's see, where is a personal loan? Interest rate. This is popular loans. Popular loans. Let's see, popular loans. Personal loans. Here we go. Right. EMI starting loan up in 10 seconds, no documentation. Wow, they make it sound so. Consumer loans. There we go. View offers. So let's see, what are the offers? Available easy EMI. Avail easy EMI. EMI, store locator, consumer, easy, no swipe, no credit card. Where's this? Consumer durable loans. ICICI offers consumer EMI rates from 9% all the way to 30%, depending on. So let's say, for the sake of argument, we take a loan at the top end Apple phone is 2 lakhs. Let's say we take a loan at 18%, 3 years, you pay 7,000 and you've paid 2,60,000 including the interest for this. The same way, if now you say, okay, I would like to buy an iPhone eventually. Today I know I can't afford the iPhone because I don't want to buy it on an EMI. But 3 years from now, the iPhone is going to cost, let's say, 2,50,000, right? And 3 years, right? If I invest just 5,000 every month, sip it. By the time my target of 3 years comes to own the iPhone, I can afford the iPhone full cash and have leftover, right? If I had taken the same thing on an EMI, I would have been paying an EMI of 7,525 for 3 years. Over here, I'm sipping only 5,000. So if let's say I want to invest, if I invested the same 7,500 for 3 years to say, okay, I'm going to buy the iPhone. Not only will I be able to buy the iPhone, I would have a still lakh left so I can buy whatever accessories I want for the iPhone. So this is what planning enables you to do. Looking forward and thinking ahead and waiting for the gratification instead of immediate gratification, waiting for it and learning to plan can lead much better success in life. This applies for cars too. So let's say I want to buy a car for 25 lakhs, right? Car loan, most people take it for 7 years, right? So I just have to invest 15,000 rupees, right? For 7 years. End of it, I'll have 25 lakhs to buy the car which I want. That against, let's say I want to take a car loan. If I take a car loan for 25 lakhs at 9% for 7 years, I'll have to pay an EMI of 40,000. So see the difference here. Here you're paying 14 to 15,000 rupees a month for 7 years, right? Stepping up 10%. You reach 25 lakhs, right? Not a problem. The same thing over here, you're paying 40,000 rupees EMI, and the total interest you would have paid to this 25 lakh loan in 7 years is 800, more than almost 9 lakhs. So these are the things I want you to consider before you decide to buy something. Okay, do I really need to buy it right now? I do agree. Some of you have to buy it right now. There is no choice. Your job, you got a new job, it's far away, or your family requirement is such that you need to drop the kids and get to work. So whatever, so you have to buy the car, no choice. It's unfortunate you didn't plan ahead for this one, so you have to take on the burden of this loan. I get that. But the lesson you should learn is, okay, this time you needed this and you couldn't do anything but take the loan. So this happens. Life happens like this. So start planning, start sipping for next 5 years, 10 years. Put it aside. When the 10 years has come, that you have collected that 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, take that, reinvest it, and maybe buy bonds and take the bond interest and sip that. So when you keep on doing this, before you know it, if you start at the age of like Kesav is 23, 24, by the time you reach Anand, you would have amassed so much of cash and float, as they call it, around. You can buy anything you want. And the funny thing about desire is only there when you can't afford to do something. When you really can't afford to buy something or go somewhere, then you have this terrible desire. But suddenly when something becomes accessible to you, you can afford to buy it, or you can travel there, or you can go there, and you can do this, suddenly somehow the desire evaporates. That's the funny thing about the human mind. It's very funny that way, that desire is not actually because you want something. It's because you think you can't have it. If you notice it in children, you'll see it from a very young age. So as I was saying, desire is a very funny thing. You've noticed it in children too. They'll always want something, and as soon as they get it, they don't want it anymore. Even adults are like that, believe it or not. If you really analyze it and see the things you are motivated to work towards and chase, those desires seem to immediately vanish the moment you get it. So this is something which I want you guys to think about. Everyone's coming into office now, so I have to go. It's been fun catching up with you guys first thing in the morning today. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you. The weekend is something to look forward to, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Thanks.